This is News with the Disney Dude. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel for more content, and please hit that thumbs up if you like the video. But now here's the news for August 22nd of 2025. And they just had a D23 event, and we now have more details on what's coming at Walt Disney World. So that's what most of today's show is going to be, is what's coming to the Walt Disney World Resort. Stitch Mummy Popcorn Bucket is now available at Walt Disney World for Halloween 2025. So in addition to the Jack Skellington popcorn bucket, you can now get the Stitch Mummy popcorn bucket. So now I have two popcorn buckets that I have to buy now. So great, and the sipper now, and the Mayor sipper as well. So it's going to be an expensive Halloween trip. Now on to the first announcement. So Rock and Rollercoaster. So Rock and Rollercoaster, featuring the Muppets, has they've released more details on. So now the attraction is going to be called Rock and Rollercoaster, starring the Muppets. They have released the logo for the attraction. They have shared that the Rock and Rollercoaster guitar is going to be repainted psychedelic colors, and they've also revealed the backstory as well. So guests are on a VIP tour of G-Force Records, so that has not changed from Rock and Rollercoaster starring Aerosmith. That part is the same. So we are on a tour of G-Force Records. Though the Electric Mayhem does have a concert across town, they are delayed in the recording studio. So now, when you go into the pre-show area, there's going to be a completely new pre-show. More on that in a second. In the booth is a team of penguins and Scooter, which are audio animatronics, and Miss Piggy and Kermit appear on screens. So okay, screens, great. They didn't use live actors for that, or they didn't use audio animatronics for that, but okay, they're on screen. But check out this backstory. This is a wild backstory. So, according to the backstory, Scooter's uncle, J.P. Gross, has purchased G-Force Records and has put Scooter in charge. After the pre-show, guests board the attraction with the help from our friends at Muppet Labs, and a very fast limousine will take a twisting, turning, and screamingly fun road across Hollywood to reach the concert in time, says Disney. So this is great. So if any of you Muppet fans like me are familiar with the Muppet Show, Scooter's uncle, J.P. Gross, actually owns the Muppet Theater. So it's very interesting that they made him the owner of this. Again, what I'm really hoping is that this is setting up that because right next door to Rock and Roller Coaster is a theater, and you can easily put Muppet Vision 3D in that space. So they're kind of teasing that. What, are we reading too much into it? Maybe, I don't know. But that seems like a really big coincidence. Seems like a really big coincidence that you have J.P. Gross, that was the owner of the Muppet Theater, purchases this space, and right next door you have a theater, and it's like, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that, hey, right next door we could have Muppet Vision 3D right in that space, okay? But who knows? Maybe we're just reading too much into that. But I think that this is great. I love this backstory. I don't really know how I feel about Muppets Rock and Roller Coaster. In the beginning, I liked it. Before we knew that Muppet Vision was closing, I liked this idea of the Muppets at Rock and Roller Coaster. And then after Muppet Vision closed, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this, But I think it's a solid idea. I mean, I don't know. We're just gonna have, we're a long ways away from this, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. But it's kind of a mixed feeling. I like the idea, but on the other hand, I don't like the idea. You took away Muppet Vision 3D, which is an attraction that everybody could do, and you replaced it with a roller coaster that not a lot of people can ride. So I'm like, I don't know. Still don't know how I feel about it. Interesting. So we have Scooter as an audio animatronic. We have a couple penguin audio animatronics. So I would assume that they're going to reuse those audio animatronics from Muppet Vision 3D. The audio animatronics of the penguins. We assume that they're gonna reuse those in this pre-show. But again, we're just speculating at this point. But, again, we're just going to have to wait and see. But I don't know. With the J.P. Gross, backstory in there of him having, the Muppet Theater and then purchasing this, this building for a roller coaster, it just seems like a really big coincidence. That, he had the Muppet Theater, and then he bought this, bought this building for the roller coaster. So, it just seems like it's a really big coincidence. But I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad changes have been announced. A new opening scene, and new and improved bats, and a colorful cavern. So I miss the bats on the strings, yeah, but I think that it's time for them to be updated. They need to be updated. I mean, the bats on the strings were cute. I was like, okay, we could do better. We could do better with this. And then having the kind of like almost the rainbow caverns in this attraction, I think would be very, very pretty. Are we going to have my big question is, are we going to have an explosion at the end of this ride? That would be great. That would be fantastic. The name of the attraction is Big Thunder Mountain. All right. So, yeah. So you would assume that, things, that the mine would blow up and such. Will that happen? I don't know. Would I like that to happen? Absolutely. I would really like for them to have, as we, escape the mine, that, the mine explodes, or just, have the mine explode, the sound effect of the mine exploding, and then, create, and then push out like, puffs of smoke as we are exiting the mine. That would be great. I think that would be a really awesome finale. I don't know. We don't know. We really, again, we're just speculating on all this, but, our big, Walt Disney World's Big Thunder Mountain Railroad has needed TLC for a long time. A long time. So I'm really glad that they are working on this. Getting this attraction up to par. And there's a unique. So the backstory for this is that there are that Big Thunder Mountain used to be a Native American village. Okay, and then they decided to mine the village, and so if you at the top of Big Thunder Mountain, if you're at the right angle, you can see a kind of like a what do you call those? One of those kind of like in the rock work, you see a figure of a Native American. So it's like, okay, so apparently that's staying. So it's like, oops, okay, so apparently that slipped by somebody. So I guess we're still gonna have the Native American in the rock work. I can't believe that someone didn't fix that, but okay, So, but, again, we're just gonna have to wait and see on this one. But I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward to this update, because although I love Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, it needed TLC. It really needed some love and care. So I'm really glad that they are addressing this ride and kind of fixing issues and just updating it, just updating this ride. So that I'm really looking forward to. Zootopia Better Together opening date has been announced. It's going to be opening November 7th, 2025. I can't remember if I announced this on my last show, so I'm going to announce it again, so I apologize if I sound like a broken record, but the show will be 9 minutes in length, so the same length as It's Tough to Be a Bug was. So we're not losing any time and we're not gaining any time. It's still going to be a 9-minute show. Most of the cast from Zootopia will return, which I really like. I really like when they bring back the actors from the movies. So they're bringing back Jason Bateman as Nick Wilde and Jennifer Goodwin as Judy Hopps, and more of the cast is returning, which I really like. I really like that because it keeps the it keeps the attraction grounded, and it just keeps everything in that world. It keeps everything. It keeps the continuity is always there, which Disney has been really good about for a long time, is bringing back the original voice actors for things, like in the Kingdom Hearts series. They brought back Scott Weinger as Aladdin. They brought back Linda Larkin as Jasmine. They brought back Jonathan Freeman as Jafar. They brought back Gilbert Gottfried for Iago. They try to bring back a lot of actors. They try to bring back as many of the original actors as they can, because it just makes it more personal, and it makes more, it gives it a lot of heart. Okay, but this is another one of those things. It's like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this attraction. I loved It's Tough to Be a Bug. I understand it wasn't, a lot of people's greatest attraction, but I loved it. It was kooky. It was very 90s. I loved it. I really loved it. The story sees the Zootopia characters celebrating Zoogether Day. This holiday celebrates the unity and the city's diverse biomes. And it's presented in Carrot Vision 3D. So the glasses are orange, and they are now it's called Carrot Vision 3D. I really like this unity story. The show, I don't know. I don't really know about the show yet, but I really like this story of, everybody coming together, everybody celebrating what makes us different, and, focusing on the positives and not the negatives. I really like that. And especially in today's world, when we're divided, and there's so much, there's so much racism and bad things going on in the world, that we can have an attraction that celebrates, what makes us all different. And that's why, to go off on a tangent, that's why I love It's a Small World. Because that attraction is the same thing. It's the exact same thing. The idea is we are all, we may come from different countries, speak different languages, but we are all one people. We are all in this together. We are, one big family. And I really like that they are using the same kind of story for this backstory of this show. Will the show be good? I don't know. I'm still not really crazy about it. I would have rather have had the Zootopia Land replace Dino Land USA, but, whatever. Now we're getting a show instead of a land, but I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. We're just going to have to wait and see. November 7th is really not, still kind of far away, but really not that far away when you think about it. But because we're almost in September now. But I don't know. I will be there on the first day. I'll be there. I'll be taking a video, and then I will be sometime recording my honest thoughts and my review about the show. So if this show does turn out to be good, then I will be eating a lot of my words. Okay, I will be eating a lot of my words, but still, if I had it my way, I would have preferred to have the Zootopia Land rather than a show, but I don't know. That's just me. But let me know how you feel in the comments. Again, if you wanted to replace it, and I said this a long time ago, if you wanted to replace It's Tough to Be a Bug, that's fine, but replace it with something that makes sense, okay? Having a show where foxes and rabbits and bears and gazelles, having a show like that underground, it just, I don't know. It's, I don't know. Doesn't really make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense. I really like the story that they worked out, but I'm still kind of like, I don't know. Okay? But let me know how you feel in the comments. Just let me know how you feel. Are you excited about this? Or are you not excited? Or, what are the things you're looking forward to? And our last story is the Beacon Barrel reservations have been completely booked. They were completely booked within 1 hour of them opening up reservations. Now, I'm gonna stop for a rant. I'm gonna stop for a rant on this because I really don't like the idea of this tavern. I am sorry. I really hate to be that guy, but this doesn't sit right with me. This doesn't sit right with me. That you're going to serve alcohol at the Magic Kingdom. You're going to have a tavern and you're going to have alcohol at the Magic Kingdom. This doesn't sit right with me. Okay? I truly think that alcohol should not be in the parks. They should be either at Disney Springs or somewhere else, but it's having alcohol in the parks is not a good idea. It's not a good idea. People are already getting in fistfights now about stupid stuff. Now you're going to add alcohol on top of that. Okay. When this happen, when the fights break out and everything, and there's alcohol involved, don't say I didn't warn you. Okay, because that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Is there's going to be more fights, more pushing, more shoving. It's going to be anarchy. It's going to be anarchy. Okay? So, and if Disney is limiting people, if I find out that they're actually limiting people on the number of drinks that they can have, then we can have a totally different conversation sometime down the road. But this does not sit easy. This does not sit well with me. I really don't like this idea. I really don't like the idea of having alcohol in a family theme park. It's just not a good idea. It's not a good idea. I don't like it. But that's my opinion. That's me. Let me know how you feel in the comments. I'm sure some people are going to be like, well, I don't understand why you don't want alcohol in the parks and blah, 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 blah. Okay. But I'm sorry. I really hate that idea. I really, really despise the idea of having alcohol in these theme parks. Because they just don't belong. They don't belong, okay? If you want to get drunk at a theme park, go to Universal, okay? Because that's a totally different thing than what Disney is. Disney is, family entertainment. Universal's more adult-oriented entertainment. Now, there's some family things there, but Universal's audience is more geared toward adults than families and kids, okay? It's Walt Disney World is the Walt Disney Company is a totally different thing than the Universal Company. All right? So, I don't know. But again, let me know how you feel. I'm sure someone's going to come after me, but I don't care. I don't care. All right? And again, like I said, if they limit drinks, then I will get in front of this camera and say I was wrong. I was wrong, and I will apologize to you. But until that happens, I do not like this idea. I really don't like this idea. All right? So, but I don't, but there you are. Okay? But if you like this video, this very bleak, this really dark video, please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel for more content. I thank you guys very much for watching. You guys have a great weekend. I can't believe it's Friday already. Have yourself a great weekend. I'll see you guys right back here on Monday. You guys stay safe and healthy, And remember that tomorrow is just a dream away.